Her owner believed in not taking dogs to the vets, but to handle it by taking them out back with no return. But since he really liked Puddles, he reached out to Big East Akita Rescue for assistance for her medical. After reaching out to Joanne with Bear, she convinced the owner to take Puddles to their vet, where they work with in Spring, Texas, which he did. When vet office staff and volunteer Bear saw the horrendous condition she was in and her almost close to death, he was convinced to sign Puddles over to Bear. Puddles was rushed into surgery, where her condition was evaluated by the surgery vet. A phone call was then made to Joanne and was advised that Puddles was in very poor condition and needed to be put to sleep. 4 hours later, Joanne received a call from Dr. Emix, the owner of the vet hospital, advising he wanted to try himself with surgery on Puddles and do everything he could do before she had to be put to sleep. He advised that Puddles made it through the surgery and was rescued. Puddles' esophagus was nearly severed in half, severe infection, and she had severe pneumonia. Puddles had a very long road of recovery. Puddles was released from the hospital and placed with her foster mom, Carrie Lucas, on February 14, 2017, approximately 2 months after surgery. Since the foster failed with Carrie, Puddles holds several AKC titles and is a certified service dog and goes to elementary schools for kids to read to her. Puddles turns 12 years old on February 1st, 2024, and is the best girl ever and has touched so many lives in her 6 years of living in her new love life. Save a life and donate to rescue like so many did to save Puddles. In the Japanese language, Sumi is beautiful. Please welcome Sumi and Kristen Doherty. In June 2023, Sumi found herself surrendered to the Maricopa County Animal Shelter, shoved into a hot, overcrowded kennel with no visitors allowed. Local news channels were reporting that all air conditioning at the shelter was out. Only a restricted special list was allowed to pull her. SWAT rescue was not on that list. Sumi was facing a deadline of July 18th. Kristen visited the shelter many times and with SWAT's help, networked to get her pulled within hours of her expiration. On July 18th, a brutal Phoenix summer day, 119 degrees, 2 SWAT rescue volunteers, Kristen and Tammy, walked Sumi out of the shelter, but not before Sumi stopped to cuddle and kiss every single shelter staff member on the way out. Without a plan, Kristen took Sumi. Sumi is alive today because Kristen never stopped fighting for her. Sumi now lives with Kristen in her forever home, being loved and spoiled with her senior Labrador brother Max. Please welcome Ryder and Todd Stewart. At 4 months old, he was picked up stray in St. George, Utah, and never reclaimed. A wonderful family picked him up for us and let him do a sleepover at their home in Las Vegas. A husband and wife team of SWAT rescue volunteers drove to Las Vegas, spent the night, and brought him back to Phoenix the next day, where he received everything he needed from the vet and went straight to his forever home. It is the magic that rescue dreams are made of. From his daddy. He is our family's third Akita from SWAT. I retired from the military after 28 years and did struggle with depression for some time until Ryder came along. He is more than a dog. Ryder helped me more than any therapist could. He is a blessing to me. His unconditional love and lack of reactivity to people, dogs, and cats is stunning. There is not a stranger in his world. Wherever I take him, I become invisible. He takes the spotlight. Welcome, Ryder. Please welcome Treasure and Janine Roth.
Is that table better?
Treasure was surrendered to the shelter by the only family she ever knew when she was 6 years old. Midwest Akita Rescue Society saved her, and she went to foster with Sherry Lockwood. Sherry adored her because she was such a cuddler and hadn't had one like her before. Lane and Janine adopted her in May of 2022. Lane wanted a daddy's girl again after not having one for several years, and Treasure showed him he was her number one day by running into the kitchen, grabbing one of his boots, and throwing it up in the air to play. Treasure is a very silly girl who acquired a lot of funny noises due to living with Shiba's previously. She likes to pester her daddy, and all those silly noises come out. She enjoys being with her family and taking long naps. Treasure. Please welcome Remy, his daddy Bill Berkman. In May 2022, we were contacted by the Colorado Springs Humane Society about a home full of dogs abandoned by the owners. One was a young male Akita by the name of Remington. I sent a text to our team just hoping maybe one of them knew someone that could help us save him. One of our team members replied, "We are in Colorado Springs right now." Tammy and Tracy Brazil were attending the graduation of a family member. 1 hour later, Tammy called me and shared, "This is how my husband operates. He canceled our flight back to Phoenix, returned the Jeep we were cruising around Colorado in, rented an SUV, and we are on our way to Port Remington. They drove all night long back to Phoenix, and Remy slept in the back seat with his head on Tammy's shoulder." This is from Remy's daddy. "He is amazing, loving, loyal, and protective of his family. Every night before bed, he goes into Noah's room and says goodnight. Mommy usually plays with him on the bed and gives him some treats. He starts sleeping in the hallway between both bedrooms, moves to his bed in the office before ending up in our bed before we wake. He insists on a walk every morning and every night. He is very vocal in the morning and always greets whoever comes home with a woo woo and a big tail wagging. He is smart, strong, and stubborn. He is truly the bestest boy. We cannot express how blessed we are by having him and how blessed we feel to be a part of SWAT. Remy." Please welcome Brandy to the ring with her mommy and daddy, Tammy and Tracy Brazil. This gorgeous girl was found stray on the streets of Dallas, Texas at the age of 1 year old. A rescue pulled Brandy from animal control, and she was placed in a loving foster home in Arizona. A Texas rescue was working with an Arizona rescue and arranged for Brandy to be transported to Phoenix, where she had a home waiting. This wonderful husband and wife fostered her while she healed from her space surgery. Brandy then had a meet and greet with her potential new owners, but after 4 days, they asked the rescue to take her back, sharing that their older dog did not like her. Tammy and Tracy Brazil took Brandy back into their home, where she has been loved and spoiled for the last 5 years by them and her big brother AJ. Brandy loves her toys, especially squeaky ones. She always loves to run to get a toy when Mommy and Daddy come home. She loves to roll around in their beds. Absolutely loves walks and car rides. Loves grooming her brother's face and ears. She loves giving kisses and is an adored guest at Sunday morning Akita pack walks and SWAT Rescue 5 walks to support other people. Brandy. Please welcome Akita and his daddy, Cameron Miller. Surrendered to the shelter in Sierra Vista, Arizona, this handsome young lad got his freedom ride to Phoenix before meeting his daddy and quickly became his dearest and most loyal companion. This boy is a fighter. He had to spend a few days in the hospital that could have probably taken less time had he not needed to spend so much time being affectionate with every human he met. Cato was diagnosed with SA, and with all his daddy's love and care and support from our amazing Akita village, he has grown all his hair back. He has a huge love ball that will sit on your lap if he could fit. He wants to be the center of attention, and the more attention he gets, the better. He is for sure a gentle giant. Cato. Please join me in welcoming Amara to the ring with her daddy, Tim Butzel. Picked up stray in northern Oklahoma and scheduled to be euthanized, not once, but twice. A young vet tech saw how precious this girl is and said, "Not on my watch." She took her home but couldn't keep her as she already owned a female German Shepherd. After reaching out to Elizabeth Fulgham, who suggested she call SWAT, a plan was put into place. An amazing gal by the name of Janine Rove drove to Pawnee, picked her up, bought her a new collar and name tag so she could feel like a somebody, and drove her to boarding in Texas. A few days later, she got a 17-hour ride in the middle of the night to Phoenix. She is an absolute joy. We remember like it was yesterday, the day she and her daddy met. They walked down the sidewalk next to each other like they had been together forever. They attend Akita pack walks, 5K walks to support rescue, and Amara putters around at home watching over her daddy while he builds custom motorcycles from the ground up. Welcome, Amara! Please welcome Tank and his daddy, Chad Stewart. This handsome boy came to us from Dallas, Texas at 18 months old. The day he met his mommy and daddy, they all clicked immediately. He wanted to jump in their car and go home with them right then. Shortly after going home, he went into training. He picked up everything right away. The trainers remarked at how smart he is, and they all loved him. But Mommy and Daddy also shared that his goofiness knows no end. He wants to always be at their side. He likes to make himself at home on their feet or on their face in bed. Daddy calls him a total cuddle bug. He enjoys walks, car rides, and hikes in the mountains in southern Arizona with Mommy, Daddy, and his two husky sisters, Luna and Sky. Tank. Please welcome Aria and Eddie with Ann and Martin Kushner. Aria was found in Pinal County in June of 2017. We believe she was a reservation dog who had been on her own for quite some time. Aria struggled to make it on her own and was in terrible condition when AC picked her up. A few days later, she showed up on Namaste's radar. This is by Martin. I'm quoting Martin, by the way. Anne and I evaluated her and knew she was a special girl. She was a mess, but she still trusted humans. At the time of her rescue, Aria weighed under 35 pounds. She was literally a skeleton with a patchy coat covered with sores and broken teeth from eating dirt and stones. 2 weeks later, Aria was on her way to Diane Fawn, and her healing began. Her blood counts were off the charts. She had parasites and diseased gums and needed several teeth extracted, plus Aria had not yet been spayed. Things were touch and go for numerous reasons. After months of intense monitoring and multiple trips to the vet, Aria began to shine. We lost our 2 resident Akitas within a few months of each other, leaving Raymond Charles without a friend. So on my birthday in 2018, we made the trip back to Northern California and brought Aria to Casa Kirchner. Aria has her quirks. She is not a fan of gunshots or fireworks. The sound of ATVs and motorcycles scares her. We can only imagine the horrors Aria experienced before she was saved by rescue. Aria will be 9 years old next year and is now a permanent fixture at Casa Kirchner, where she has been the caretaker of Raymond, Ninja, Bob, and now Eddie. Eddie, formerly Easton, Eddie was picked up as a stray in Sacramento. On October 15, 2021, Eddie came under the care of Namaste Akita Rescue Alliance. Eddie was underweight and appeared to have some spinal and rear leg issues. His paws were sore and worn down from his life on the street, but still, Eddie had that happy-go-lucky attitude that we have found in a few Akitas from the Sacramento area. We think Eddie is around 7 years old. When his rehabilitation began, x-rays showed that issues in his legs and spine did not make him a candidate for any type of surgery. It also showed that over his lifetime, Eddie made adjustments to compensate and was not in any pain. Having lost Raymond, Aria was now in need of a friend, or at least someone to boss around. So back to Northern California, we went. In November of 2021, and Eddie became a permanent member of Casa Kirchner. He was a handful at first, he knew basic commands, and was good on leash, but no manners. Patience was running thin, and I guess Eddie knew it. Aria must have clued him in, because one day he simply became the best boy. He loves to have his back and hips rubbed, and has his favorite spot on the end of the couch. Eddie enjoys his toys and playtime with Aria. He follows her lead and takes her corrections well. Eddie is the one that raises the question, how could anyone let you go? Aria and Eddie. Please welcome Mika with her mommy and daddy, Rosalind and Anthony Lackey. Honor surrendered to the Humane Society in Bryan, Texas, and scheduled to be euthanized. We will be forever grateful to every single person who helped this girl on her journey. This is from her mommy. She has the sweetest personality. Everyone that meets her loves her. Every time we pass by, she rolls over for a belly rub. Absolutely loves belly rubs. She loves playing with her brother Kona and chasing after her toys. In the morning, I can feel her eyes and warm breath on me. She's waiting for me to make a move. And when I do, she gets so excited because she knows we will be going for our morning walk. She is the best greeter. When we walk through the door and see that wiggle butt, it makes us so happy. With all her sweetness, she can be stubborn too. If she doesn't want to do something, she rolls onto her back and does the alligator. She came to us. She came to us when our hearts were broken over the loss of our Hana. We were unsure if we wanted another dog. But now that we have Mika, we can't imagine our lives without her. We love our Mika. Everyone, please join me in congratulating Mika. Today is her gotcha day. 1 year ago, she went to her. Our last rescue this evening is Boo with ACAR, President Elizabeth Folger. Boo was originally found in Houston in 2017 during Hurricane Harvey. He was adopted by a family in Texas who had another Akita from a local breeder. Also in 2017, Elizabeth met Geneva Moose at the Akita National Rescue Parade in Ohio and decided then and there that a long-haul Akita was in her future. Boo's family circumstances changed in 2020, and Boo was left alone too much that it made it become clear he needed a new home. When Brad and Elizabeth Folger saw Boo's photo on Facebook, inquiries were immediately made to adopt him. The Texas family did love Boo. There were lengthy phone interviews before it was agreed that Boo would move to Arizona. He weighed 130 pounds when he first arrived, but with proper diet is now a svelte 107 pounds. What you see there is a lot of hair. Boo's favorite things are treats and relaxing in front of a fan. He shares his home with SWAT rescues Sugar, Beauregard, and SWAT rescue dog Zoe. He is as laid back as he looks, and he is adored beyond measure by the Folgers. Welcome, Boo. Rescue dogs aren't broken. They've simply experienced more life than other dogs. If they were human, we would call them wise. They would be the ones with tales to tell and stories to write. The ones dealt a bad hand who responded with courage. Don't pity a rescue dog, adopt one, and be proud to have their greatness by your side. Thank you, everyone.
From Akita Rescue Society of Florida, Terry Harvey. From Big East Akita Rescue, I don't know if I know these people. Joanne and Matt Diamond. Please welcome our newest rescue in the Pacific Northwest from Recovering Our Akitas Rescue, Tamara Larson. From Southwest Akita Tactical Rescue, Patrice Slim, Corey McCabe, Annie Needham, Tammy and Tracy Brazil, Cheryl Flatted, let's give all these folks a big round of applause for all that they do for kids every single day. Stand there, we want to do a photo if you can all kind of gather together.
She's supportive.